I'm gonna start this video by saying something pretty controversial. The friend zone doesn't exist. Technically, it technically doesn't exist. Just watch the video and you'll see what I mean. You see, the friend zone is and isn't a thing at the same time. God damn it, I'm being so confusing. Let me just start my case. I want you to close your eyes with me for a second to imagine this scenario with me. Imagine that you're interested in a girl. She's the entire package. A nice smile, great personality, some buns, praises the Lord, all of that. You take a liking to her and befriend her. You get to know her and she's a really cool person. Later on, you gain the courage to finally ask her out, and just when you tell her how you feel, she responds with,
"You're more like a brother to me."
You're like my BFF.
I like you. I'm just not looking to date.
I just got out of a relationship.
I would totally date someone with your personality.
I wouldn't want to hurt our relationship.
You remind me of my little sister.
You're so sweet.
So adorable.
When you meet somebody you know,
We don't click.
I know that's not you.
Can you hook me up with your friend?
I'm not really looking for anything right now.
The one that looks like you but hot?
have you heard this before? If you ever hear these words in response to telling a person of interest how you feel, this places you in what we call today as the friend zone. Some people tragically get brother zoned, homie zoned, or even gay zoned, which is really brutal if I'm going to be honest, or to really bring the point home.
What?
I don't even know how that's possible, but they all mean the same thing for being friend zoned. Now yes, if you tell someone how you feel and they don't reciprocate those emotions and ask to continue to be friends, then this would be considered friend zoning. And there's tons and tons and tons of videos on the internet that detail about what the friend zone is, but it's a bit more complicated than that. So King, sit back, relax, grab some snacks, and listen to what I had to say for the next 8 to 10 minutes, because this is the curious case against the friend zone. Now, before I begin my case, let's first define what the friend zone is. According to the dictionary, the friend zone is a situation in which a friendship exists between two people, one of whom has an unreciprocated romantic or sexual interest in the other. The rules are pretty simple. One person is deeply in love while the other person is, busy with other things. But more often than not, when one is in the friend zone, it's as if they wait, hoping and begging for an opportunity should it present itself to date their person of interest. Allow me to show you my first piece of evidence through this show called Rick and Morty. And if you've seen Rick and Morty, you know where I'm going with this. Basically, our main character Morty has a huge crush on his classmate Jessica in the show. Morty does a lot in order to try to get with her, whether it be trying to impress her with cool gadgets in Rick's garage or disrupting the space-time continuum itself. Morty was pretty desperate to get Jessica to like him back. Morty would often feel insignificant, insecure, or depressed just because Jessica wouldn't share those same feelings. Granted, Morty is just a kid and knows no better, but sometimes this could give Jessica the ability to take advantage of Morty and to manipulate him. And you know how I feel about manipulation. When Morty is quote-unquote stuck in the friend zone, his mental state is significantly impacted, causing him to be reserved and cowardly, not being his true self, trying to fit the description of what Jessica likes rather than Morty being who he's truly supposed to be. Man, people treat the friend zone as some sort of barrier to breakthrough, a jail that entraps them from finding happiness, but that's not the case in the slightest, or at least that's not how it's supposed to be. In fact, when you look at a version of Morty that isn't stuck in the friend zone and infatuated with Jessica, we see an entirely different person. He's more confident, he's smooth, he has a swagger to him, people are more friendly to him, and he's out dating and pursuing other people and not imprisoning himself in this invisible box known as the friend zone. This example can be further substantiated with another show called Adventure Time. If you've seen Adventure Time, you're probably familiar with the main character Finn the Human, a fun and adventurous character that displays his heroic attributes in the land of Ooh. Along the way, Finn begins to take a liking to a princess named Bubblegum. Finn would desperately simp and coddle over the likes of Bubblegum while she wouldn't give Finn the time of day. In some episodes, Finn would go through loops and bounds to impress the princess by any means necessary. Bubblegum would even take advantage of Finn to do her biddings by stringing him along from time to time. Dude was so down bad for her that he kept a piece of her hair, lost it temporarily, fought for it back, and cried over that piece of hair just because he liked Bubblegum. Now, we could count out Finn and just call him a simp that's deep in the abyss of the friend zone, right? Wrong. You know why? It's because Finn did something that a lot of you guys in the friend zone don't do. Finn moved on. It took him a while, but eventually he understood that Princess Bubblegum wasn't gonna like him back and decided to date other people instead of trapping himself in the invisible chains of the friend zone. He understood that PB was playing games with him and he decided to move on to other people. This is when I knew Finn was the GOAT. The GOAT! Let me ask you a question. If Finn is dating other people like the Flame Princess and has genuinely moved on from the likes of Princess Bubblegum in the romantic sense, would you still say that Finn is in the friend zone? Of course not. Why? It's because he chooses not to put himself in the friend zone box. To venture outwards and date other people instead of hoping and praying for PB to give him a chance. This is what I mean by the friend zone technically not existing. The friend zone is like my fear of the dark when I was a kid. As a child, I absolutely hated the dark. I'd do anything to avoid being in the dark. If I'm going to bed, I need a nightlight or I ain't sleeping. Have you seen what the dark looks like? I'm literally those memes of people turning off the light in one room and sprinting my ass to another room because I am not staying in there. Tangent aside, eventually I grew up and I wasn't afraid of the dark anymore. My fear just simply disappeared. See, the point I'm trying to make with this example is that the fear was there simply because I allowed it to be there. Once I matured, it wasn't there anymore because I didn't allow it to exist. Michael Jordan has a better quote about fear itself.
Limits, like fears, are often just an illusion.
It's the same thing with the friend zone. It's just an illusion. You only allow the friend zone to exist because more often than not, you choose to stay there. For me, I really liked a girl in college. I was deeply into her, but she didn't like me back and only wanted to be friends. Instead of sulking about it, I instead chose to pursue another girl and now I have a wonderful girlfriend. Am I in the friend zone with that other girl? Not really, because I genuinely moved on and have feelings for another. I chose not to let myself be in a position to just wait and pray my way into a relationship with someone that obviously isn't into me. I think she's a cool person, I'm just friends with her, not in the friend zone. Are you picking up the difference? That's like saying if I was in the friend zone with my best friend Jared. That would simply be weird because one, I'm not gay, but also because he's my homie for life. My brother from another mother. Just because we never have these feelings for each other doesn't mean we're in the friend zone with each other. Does that make sense? But if you want some solutions on how to escape the friend zone, you already know your boy's cooking. There's only 2 ways to do it. 1, you have to move on. I preface this in the video a lot, but you have to move on. There's a 90% chance that if someone isn't interested in you now, they probably never will be. Some things could change in the future, but I kind of doubt it. Also, why wait for someone that isn't interested in you currently when there's a world of options out there? It'd be silly to stay stuck on that person that isn't feeling you for who you truly are. I know it sounds painful now, but you'll thank me later if you move on now. Trust me, King. But let's say you're very persistent. Let's say that you want this person more than anything and absolutely refuse to move on. There's a small chance that this could work, but I'll be honest, I doubt it. The other option would be to simply wait. You're gonna have to wait. As you're waiting, you're gonna have to mold yourself into her type. That means you're gonna have to change your hobbies and interests into her favorite hobbies and interests. Completely change everything about yourself to match what they want. That's just the things that you can change. What about the things you can't change? You could be a handsome young black man, but what if she's into white guys? Are you gonna bleach yourself and become the next Michael Jackson? Like, hee. Or are you extending your limbs and potentially never running properly again for the sake of her liking taller guys rather than average height guys? You could do that, but do you see the problem? How long will you hold up that facade? You're so focused on changing yourself for someone that you refuse to embrace who you truly are. You absolutely shouldn't be changing your entire personality for someone that doesn't like you. You should be yourself for someone that'll like you for being you. And that's facts. This has been my curious case against the friend zone and why I don't think it exists, technically speaking. It only exists because you choose to let it exist. But I rest my case. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit the like button and comment down below your thoughts. Does a friend zone not exist, or am I just tripping out? Also, if you're new around here, make sure to subscribe and join the kings on this side of the internet, King. One last thing, I am going to be taking a break from advice videos because I feel like they're getting old at the moment, so we're going to relax on those. However, I still got some stuff planned for the channel, so make sure to subscribe. But happy late Valentine's Day, Kings. I hope you spent it with your boo thing. If not, I hope the gym session was amazing. Until we meet again, have a wonderful day, keep it 100, and I'll catch you next time. Oh, and cue the outro.